So next, I think what we're going to do is we're going to have Gavin go, and we're going to do a couple things here. So first thing we're going to do is play a feat card. Tell you what we're going to do, then we'll go to the dice tray here. He's going to play this feat card. Just going to do a test to get some inspiration, and he's going to exhaust that to take out with fire this feral mother. Then we're going to move. We're going to use this to do an attack, and then he's going to attack again and hopefully put a significant amount of damage on the courier. I think it's courier. Is that right? No. The Crimson Courier over there in the corner. So let's go to our rolling station and see what we can do. We have to remember, though, that these guys each have one additional... Well, I didn't take that into account. One additional hit point, so we'll have to see what we can do about that. What we've got going on here is we're going to start with this devoted leader. This is going to be a purple test. And this is going to get us, for each success, choose a hero within range to gain an inspiration. Now, Ulrich already has 2, and Willow has 1, but that's okay. We're really doing this to do damage to the feral mother, because if we discard fire, which you can see here is in the pool, so we'll be using that there, that's going to do 2 damage. And we'll be 1 damage short. But what we're also going to do is we're going to take our weapon. Whoops. Too many cards here. We're going to take our weapon, and we're going to use one of these earths and use it to get 2 additional damage to make sure that we take out the feral mother. Because that's just straight damage. There's no rolls, so we don't have a chance for crits or anything like that. So let's start with the feat card. We roll 2. It's 1 and a crit. So 3 inspiration total. So we're going to put 2 on Willow for a total of 3 on her, and 1 on Gavin. Give him a total of 3. Alright, so overall, not too bad. Then we're going to roll this fire. We're going to use the bottom part of the card to do each hero within range may discard a token to deal 2 damage to an adjacent enemy. So we're using this to do 2 damage to the feral mother. So that's going to leave the feral mother with 1 health left, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And that takes care of discard. It's going to go to the discard. We're going to re-roll our fire. We get... Oh, that was fire. Fire back, which is actually kind of good because there's some other stuff we could potentially use fire on. While we're doing that, again, as a non-action, we can go ahead and use this consumable on Gavin. That's what these 3 health here are for. So we're going to heal him so he only has 2 damage. So that's going to get discarded. Get some damage off of him because he does have a little bit of damage from some unfortunates. Then we're going to go ahead and use his exhaust effect on his axe with the earth symbol here. Deal 2 damage to an enemy within range. Range 1, he has 1 adjacent. So that uses that. That uses the earth. We reroll the earth, and we get... Oh, wow. Another fire. Interesting. Alright. So that takes out this feral mother. She is gone. So she goes away. She comes off the board. She gets discarded. And remember, when we take out an enemy, we get a supply. So we now have 4 total. So now let's go back to the board, and we will move and then use this card to do a little bit more damage, hopefully, to the courier. Alright, so let's go back to the main board. There we are. Alright, so we're 1, 2, 3. Take us 4 to get next to him. So we're going to have to use one of our actions to move. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to play this card, lead by example. Move up to 3 spaces and attack. Before rolling the dice, you may discard an inspiration to reduce the target's defense by 1. He does have a defense, so we are going to go ahead and do that. So that's going to put us here. And let's go over to our heroes to roll that attack. Alright, so here we are. We're going to roll our attack. There's an orange attack, which is 2 for Gavin. Remember, it says we can spend an inspiration. There's our inspiration to reduce the target's armor by 1. So it has 0 armor. It has 7 health. I think I'm going to actually go ahead and use one of these supplies to try to take it out. Get as much damage as we can. I don't think I'll kill it, but we can make a good headway on the damage there. So, let's see here. There we go. Roll. What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? A crit, a hit, and a focus, which is good. And another focus. So that's 1, 2, 3 hits. I'm tempted to make those 2 focus hits, but I think instead, just because we only have 2 focus, that I will be better served to just go ahead and take those 2 focus and add them to Gavin to give him a total of 4. Remember, the max is 5, but I think it's worth it. So that's going to be 3 damage to the courier. So that was with the card. That's using this card. And we're going to go ahead and basically gain that inspiration back by using the bottom effect here with Earth. So we're going to re-roll that, and we get, uh-oh, not what we wanted. So with the inspiration, we get an armor, or sorry, with that card, we get another armor and inspiration. So we basically gain back the inspiration and generate an armor, which I'm okay with. Then we're going to do a regular attack. And so this card is used. It goes in the discard. So I'm going to do a regular attack. I put this on here just to remind myself that I've already used this base ability. So that is going to be our red plus 1. Our red is 3. So that's a total of 4 dice against this guy. So we're probably going to take him out. And that is also, by the way, we moved. We used that card. That was an action, so it's a second token. And then this will be his third action, which will be his final token. And this will end Gavin's turn. Oh, wow. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3 hits. So he's got 3 damage, which means we need 4, 5 total damage to take him out because of the armor. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We use those 2 focus we got earlier. That'll make 5. And that will take out the Crimson Courier. So he is out of here. Cool. I like it. I like it. I like it. And also remember that will give us back that supply that we used previously. And remember, we want to keep those supply because at the end, that's how we get upgrades to our weapons, potentially, and draw additional equipment as we go through the story. And with that, that will end Gavin's turn, and we'll draw a card for him. He gets leading the charge. It's an action card. Each hero may discard 1 inspiration to move up to 2 spaces and then attack with red. Good for him, not so great for Willow, but it is movement. And if there's wind, they can gain an inspiration and deal damage to an enemy within range, so an adjacent enemy. So that is not a bad card, really. So let's go back to the table and see what Willow's going to do. All right, so what are we going to have Willow do? I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a couple things. She's going to move 1, 2. That is one of her 3 actions. Then she's going to search, but she's going to search with this card, this Braving the Dark card. And the reason she's going to do that, you can see, oops, well, if I can get the glare out. You see that's an orange test, and a +1 if she has a melody token. Well, guess what? She does. Also, there is fire in the pool, so we can gain a supply or a melody token. So that's going to be a really good card for her. Then, after she does that, that is an action, so that's going to take one of those actions. Then she's going to move, and we're going to reveal this room, because remember, we've got to keep moving. We've got to keep moving. So, let's go over to the roller and see how we do. All right, here we are. Let's get this rolling. So, here are the 2 dice that she has for her stat, which is a 2. She gets 1 more because of this card. So we're going to roll these. Now, we do need to remember that the weapon rack already has 1 search progress, 1 search token on it. So it's going to be, this result is going to be -1. All right, so there's 3. Looking good with the crit. 4 with another crit. Holy cow. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 5. So we take 1 away because of the search. So that means we have 4 successes. We're going to put 1 more progress on the weapon rack, so it has a total of 2. So 1 will get us a search card. Come on, let's get us a good one. And the search card is Quick Route. Move up to 5 spaces for using, or we can exhaust it to just go 2. So that's not bad. That's going to go over into Willow's play area. And with the other 3, guess what? Yeah, that's right. We got 3 supply, which is absolutely wonderful. Remember, we won't supply because, well, potentially we may need to heal 2, but we want it for the end game so we can level up. So that is her card. We're also going to use this fire to either gain a supply or a melody token. She already has 3 melody tokens, so we're definitely going to use that to gain a supply. So that was a ton of supply all in one go. That's awesome. Awesome. Plus, it gives us some healing, because we have seen how that can be bad in the end. Reroll our fire. Oh, we get holy. Not useful right now, but there are some things that Gavin can use that holy for. This card is going to be discarded, and then we're going to go back to the main board and see what the next room brings. All right, so here we are in the next room. So we're using our final move to go here to unlock and see what's in this room. So she's going to go 1, 2. We're going to do a reveal. And there's a door. So, first thing we draw is the feature card. Okay, well, we found the altar. Do you remember the quest setup? It did not specify that this needed to be put in any specific order. Yeah. Yep, that's where we're at. We found the altar, so let's get the altar out. So the altar is going to go right here in the middle of the room. Interesting. And we discard that card. Place the altar and discard that card. And our quest card is going to be Ruined Hall. What appears to be the daylight slices through the darkness, calling you into this warm embrace. Stepping toward your exit, your heart sinks quickly as your small alcoves above that let the sunlight in, but let nothing out. There are no doors here, at least no doors that you see beyond the pillars of the rubble that are in the walls. Perhaps you can clear away some of the debris. When revealed, attach this card to this room's feature card. While attached, doors in this room cannot be opened. Oh, we have to do a task test of 1 and a total of 8 progress to clear through the ruins. Okay, that's unfortunate. So let's draw our enemy. So Willow's enemy is going to be a red gargoyle. Okay, that's not good. And that red gargoyle is going to go, right here in the corner. And then our next for Gavin. Oh, look, it's the feral mother's sister that he just was messing with. So now we've got a green feral mother. Good grief. And put that right there. So yeah, that is the third action. So that is the end of the hero phase. So yikes. And yep, now we're going to go to the next phase where we see what these guys do. They're going to be doing a little moving around. And I booked it, and except they're not. If you remember, our sneaking card has us exhaust minions. So they actually will not, I'm going to put a token on them to remind me of that, they actually will not be activating, which is really, really good for us because it's always good. So the threat turn is actually going to be very, very quick. So let's go to our heroes and see what we can do, because we may at least have the advantage coming up in this next round. Maybe we can get a lot of damage, if not take them out ASAP. All right, let's start with Willow. Pretty simple. Sneaking, we have to activate this, right? Which does kind of suck. Draw a lurker card or draw a card from the alert deck. Well, she's going to have to draw a card from the alert deck. The gargoyle would activate, but it is exhausted, so it's not going to activate. And let's take a look at Gavin, because he's in the same boat, and then we'll process some alert cards. All right, here's Gavin. Again, he's got a sneaking card, draw a lurker card, or draw a card from the alert deck. We're just going to draw an alert card, and Feral Mother would activate, but again, because of the sneaking card, that's not going to happen. Now, that probably is going to run out for us super soon. So let's go process some alert cards at the dice tray, and then I think we're going to make a sprint for it to the end, because at this point the altar has been revealed. So now we just have to get to the stair tiles, and yeah, I think that's what we may do. So let's go to the dice tray. All right, so here we are at the dice tray. So we're going to process these alert cards. I have them ready. I don't know what they are, but I do have them ready. And we're going to start with Willow since she opened the door. Test 4 with a blue, so that's 2 dice. If failed, place 1 quest token on your searching card. Okay, calm under pressure. So she's going to do a test 4 with blue. She's got 2 dice. So given that I kind of want to sprint through the map, I think it would be worth it to go ahead and spend a supply, because we know we can search the altars on the way out, hopefully, and get plenty of supply to either keep us healed or plenty to draw lots of equipment to really give us options later on. So I'm going to spend this supply to go ahead and add 1 here, because we don't want to exhaust these sneaking cards, since they're going to give us a breathing room for the minions, right? So we're processing this card. So we got a test 4. She's rolling 2 dice. She used that supply. Come on, Willow. Okay, 1, 2, a couple of focus, but that is a crit. 3, and a focus. So that's 1, 2, 3 total. So she'll go ahead and use 1 of her focus to make that a success. That is the 4, so she passes. But she's going to gain back the focus she just used. and another one, which is going to put her at 4 focus total. Good card for her. All right, let's see what Gavin rolls. Ooh, best one for him. Look at that. Best test for him to do. Awkward position. Test 4. If failed, place 1 quest token on your sneaking card. Yeah. So he's got 3. I don't think we're going to use a supply because that's a pretty good odds. I may regret that, but that's what I'm going with. Oh my. It's a test 4, right? Wow. So there's 1, 2 successes. Oh man. Yep. He's going to use both of his remaining focus. That is unfortunate. To make that 4, so he also passes that test. So they both pass their test, thankfully. So that takes care of that. So now we're going to go to the villain turn and process the villain turn. So let's go ahead and do that now and see what Miss Winora has against us. Alrighty, so I've went ahead and pulled her card over here. This is the card again. I don't pre-do this deck, guys. So I mean, I know it just magically booped it here, but I'm gonna keep using boop. Why? I guess because I watched I'm Kibit's Satisfactory video recently, or his newest one. Gonna keep it there. So what's gonna happen? Each minion heals 1 damage. Neither of our minions heal a damage. There aren't any minions, so we don't have to worry about the resist test. So that takes care of Winora's card. I almost said Wynonna. I keep wanting to say Winona. So now let's flip over this card and see what happens. A Mother's Request. Each hero must either activate a minion in their threat area or draw a lurker card. Oh, man. That sucks. Okay. Well, I guess we're activating them after all. The good news, I suppose, is our board placement is actually somewhat really good for this because we're going to kind of choke them out where they can't at least both get to us immediately. All right, so we're going to do this. The order we're going to do this in is Gavin's going to go second because of this Feral Mother's ability. She's going to use the Dark here, which is going to add threat tokens to heroes in the room, but there's no heroes in the room. So instead, we're going to do the Gargoyle first. So we're going to go to the table and see how that's going to play out. All right, so here we are. So the Gargoyle is got a movement of 6. Activate, it engages, and it's going to inflict 5 with green. We'll engage 1, 2. So it's going to go right to this open door. Now, remember, for line of sight purposes, it can only attack this space where Will is at, which is good. That's great. So it's going to attack her. We'll go ahead and do the Feral Mothers because I want to show you why this is glorious, as they say. Okay, actually, I actually kind of goofed. I was thinking in my mind that if he went to this space, this is gonna engage the closest target, which is going to be Willow. So it can move here. I thought that it was going to not be able to attack her because from center to center, it would cross over a line. Now, you're kind of splitting hairs with the art because this art goes slightly into the other door space. So, I mean, technically, it probably wouldn't hit. But I don't know that was necessarily the intent. Because if we look at it like, let's see if I can get this. If I put the line on it from center to center, it just clips the art. It just barely clips the art on the door. So, okay, I guess we'll let it count. I mean, that's the only part that I don't like about this art, right? Or any game, not just this game, any game, is that when you have if you don't do it by like the space, or if you don't make sure that your art is very specific, then this is the kind of edge case that's going to come up. Now, I can understand that if it was like a modular game, right? You had modular pieces and maybe like some combination of a couple pieces make it kind of iffy. Like I could understand that. But this is a pre-printed board, so you really should have made sure that the art either was clear enough that that wouldn't be a question with adjacent spaces, or just had the rules very specifically state that you can only attack through 2 connected door spaces. Because I can see some other art where that wall does not seem to extend into the door. So, at any rate, we'll err on the side of caution. Just going to suck for us, but that is what we're going to do. So the gargoyle is going to go first. Plus, remember, Willow has 2 in the green and a 2 also in the orange. So she actually had a better chance to resist these. These are both inflict tests, not resist tests. They're both 5s, though. So I think she's going to use a supply on at least the first one. So that's going to be the supply she uses to see what happens here. So there's 2, and then we get 1 more dice for the supply. And we could make that 3 with a focus. So we're going to do that. So that means she's going to take 2 damage. So I'm just going to keep that right there. Oops, sorry. There we are. So there's the 3 with the focus we used, which will turn that into hit. So that means that there's 3, armor blocks 1, plus the 3 she rolled. So that means she just takes 1 damage, I'm sorry. Then the gargoyle says, if there's dark, each character in the enemy's room gains a threat token. Well, here's the good news. There's nobody in there. It means we get to re-roll the dark. Oh, wait, you know what? Okay. I just realized in Wynora's card, each either must either discard 1 focus or suffer. I didn't re-roll this. So this would have been my first re-roll, which would have still left dark in the pool. So this is the next re-roll. So we put fire back. Okay, now we're good. So that takes care of the gargoyle. Now, the feral mother is going to move up. She's going to do a green 2 inflict of 5 against Willow. And yep. Here we go. And I did not say I was using a supply, which really stinks. I didn't think about that. So there's 1, 2 successes. She's got a bit of focus, so she'll go ahead and use it. 3 successes, so that becomes a success. And 1 armor means, again, she just takes 1 damage. So not the worst, actually. So she's only going to, out of 2 whole attacks, she's only going to take 1 damage. 2 damage total, which is really, realistically, that is not bad. Although, I just realized she has an armor token. So she would have not taken that first point of damage. So she actually only took 1 point of damage. Excellent. Excellent. So we're going to put that on her card. That processes her. And, by the way, the Thrall's threat tokens, she does have 1, and Gavin has 1, but they did not do any damage, so we don't have to worry about processing those. And yeah, that's where we're at. That takes care of the villain turn. that was it activated. Then we drew Anora's card. So now we're on to the quest turn. Alright, so here's the quest turn. We're going to go down the row here. The escape, everybody has the sneaking card. It doesn't have 3 quest items on it, so we're good there. The Storm Altar activates. We can discard focus to change a die in our favor. I like what's out there. We've got a water, a light, 2 fires, and a earth. Locked chest next. Nobody's adjacent to it. Weapon rack. Nobody's adjacent to it. Ruin hall. That's really not, that doesn't have anything to do with the quest, so it's just there because that would attach normally to it. But remember, now, here's the important part. Remember, this goes with the altar room. And it says, while attached, doors in this room cannot be opened. What it doesn't say is that rooms in other places can't be opened. So, yeah, it's kind of like you got to go around, but we can open up a room in other locations. So that's exactly what we're going to do. And remember, we have to get to the stairs. It does not say that we have to go through all the features and find all the features. So theoretically, if we could open up 1, 2 more rooms, we could get to the stairs. So that's kind of my goal going forward, is we're just basically going to sprint to the end and try to survive along the way, especially since we're getting closer to the end of the deck for Wynora, who will show up probably sooner than we want her to. So let's go back to the board and let's see how we can do that.